Good morning. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we provided some tips for identifying when we are triggered back to addictive behaviors. And we used the kind of modified acronym HAALTB, HALT-B, as a mnemonic to help us kind of remember the six for many of us, essential triggers for addictive behavior. And I also promised at the end of yesterday's podcast to introduce some skillful means for coping with these very same triggers. I've been thinking about this for quite some time now, and I'd like to start first by sharing another poem by my favorite British author, D.H. Lawrence. You'll remember that an earlier poem of his I shared, the title of the poem is Vitality, and that poem really serves as inspiration for the name of our whole project here, which is an online recovery support initiative, and we've picked the title from a poem by D.H. Lawrence. I want to share with you a second poem by him. The title of this poem is simply Healing, and it will lay out kind of where we go the next few podcasts. I've committed this poem to memory because it's been in my life for over 30 years now. And I'd like to share it with you, and let's see. I've not shared it online before live, but let's see how it goes. This is the poem by D.H. Lawrence, Healing. I am not a mechanism, an assembly of various sections. And it's not because the mechanism is working wrongly that I am ill. I am ill because of wounds to the soul, to the deep emotional self. And the wounds to the soul take a long, long time. Only time can help, and patience, and a certain difficult repentance. Long, difficult repentance. A realization of life's mistake, and the freeing oneself from the endless repetition of the mistake that mankind at large has chosen to sanctify. That's the poem. Well, there it is. First, there's a diagnosis of our situation, including in addiction, and then a prescription. It's a prescription for all of us who would like to be free, to use Lawrence's word, to be free of the enslavement that addiction is. You'll recall from previous conversations where we looked at the etymology, the origin of the word addiction, and it comes from Latin, and it's simply, the Latin word is addictus, and it simply means slave. And that's really what we're talking about here. What addiction does to all of us is it enslaves us. And when I say all of us, you'll recall that I've noted before that 25% of us, Americans over the age of 12, 25% of us are currently addicted to substance. 90% of us will agree that we're addicted to at least one compulsive destructive behavior right now, which really means that all of us are in this together. What I want to do is unpack the implications of D.H. Lawrence's poem these next few days. And I'd like to share some of his insights, not only into what may lay the groundwork for our current vulnerability to addictive behaviors, but also how we can learn from him hopeful and, I believe, brand new directions for getting our lives back on track. Our goal here is really to be free from enslavement. Thanks for joining me today. Please come back tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you.